All right, Ian, we have a Patreon poll topic. Ian, how do you...
Patreon.com/CU podcast.
Ian's going to have some writing up.
Pick a tier. Get involved.
I got some tiers. Got some tiers from looking at videogamepreservation.com. That's the tiers I have.
It is warm in here.
Well, you got fired up for that story, in a way. So here's our Patreon poll topics. In third place, 18%. Oof. Games you've wanted to finish but find too difficult. 18% only. What would a CU podcast really look like? 24% on the dot. And number one at 58%. Games you've disliked when younger but now enjoy when older. Ian, this was your suggestion.
I could not stand Civilization when I was growing up.
Really?
Yeah.
The original on the PC?
Yeah. Just couldn't get into it. I didn't like looking at all the
icons and
the icons,
little weird looking settler thing with like a troll.
Yeah, like all that stuff. I could not get into it. You couldn't keep me occupied. You couldn't keep my attention held with a game of Civilization for more than, I don't know, 5 minutes. I just never got into it. And it wasn't that I didn't like builders or things like that, because I liked SimCity. I liked some sim games. I liked some strategy games. But Civ never, ever clicked for me when I was younger.
Really?
And then it wasn't until Civ 4 came out that I really started to...
Which is regarded as one of the best ones.
Yeah.
2 is regarded as a classic. 4 is a classic. I think 6...
6 is very good. Yeah,
it's like the Star Trek movies.
Yeah,
you go to the even numbers.
5 was definitely considered an off
year.
An off year. I mean, still a good game, but an off year. So 6 has been really good. But yeah, then I got into it with 4, and I don't know. I just realized that I think the reason I never liked them when I was younger was I didn't feel like I ever really understood what was going on. I think I made the game...
How old are you talking? Were you like 10?
Yeah, 10.
10's a little young for Civilization. You're probably like 12, 13.
Probably, but I was playing like computer games, all sorts since I was like 7 or 8, Sierra Adventures. But still,
that's different than Civilization.
It is. So I understand what you're saying there.
Because we got it with the Sound Blaster 16 pack. It was a 4-pack Microprose game. I remember playing it originally and not getting it. I came back a year later and I understood it more. I gave it a chance.
So I mean, I moved on and was doing all sorts of other stuff, and then it was Civ 4. A friend suggested I pick it up. And I did, and I was like, holy shit, this is great. And it's not nearly as complex as I thought. Civ is a game of complex interactions and choices, but the actual flow of the game is not very hard to learn.
No.
And that's, I think, one of the things that scared me was just this idea that I'd never be able to...
It's too complicated.
...to figure it all out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go play Willy Beamish instead.
Never got through Willy Beamish. I can never get past that second day with the bully.
I like that game. It's a weird one, though.
Never understood it. That was a Dynamics release.
Yeah. Exactly.
My friend had it on, and we played it off. I think it was his Apogee server, wherever the hell, or downloaded from where the fuck it was in '93 on the internet, whatever the hell. Remember Apogee?
Yeah.
No?
Or Apogee Games.
What was it? No, he had CompuServe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I think
CompuServe and Prodigy, but Prodigy didn't have stuff like that.
No, he had Prodigy.
Okay.
He had Prodigy. I don't know if he downloaded it or he. No, that's too big a download.
Yeah, you couldn't have done. You couldn't have done that.
That was on CD, wasn't
Prodigy.
it? No, that was on disc.
It was on disc and CD.
You could have downloaded that.
I don't think Prodigy offered that sort of...
Okay, then he had bought it.
That's fine. I got it for my 10th birthday. Willy Beamish. So, yeah, it would be Civ for me.
I don't have anything on top of my head, to be honest. Because why would I come back to a game like this when I was younger ever? Why would I even think about coming back?
Well, because, people might like it a lot, and you may have played it younger in a situation when you weren't as into it, and you were like, what is it all about? And you went back later.
All right,
that's what I did with Civ.
Looking at a certain NES guide app, this is the beta version of a new one, by the way. You know what? Ghosts and Goblins.
Fair.
Just scroll past. Ghosts and Goblins, way too difficult when you're 8 years old, 9 years old. Like, couldn't get past the first level if you put a gun to 8-year-old Thick but Quick Pat's head when he was 8. Couldn't do it. Nowadays, I'm not bad at Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts. I'm, a little bit more, my reactions have gotten better when I got older. Usually it's the opposite when it comes to stuff. But, I'm a little better at that intricacy of, game design and, it's like respectable. Yeah, it's true. But I'm better at Contra than I was anyway. So that's one that, in general, those games like that, I didn't like those games like that where it was so punishing or I couldn't do it. Now I could probably get into it a little bit.
Sure.
I can get into it and get into the trenches with the Ghosts and Goblins.
As long as it's, a hard game, but not a hard game like it's not the Blue Bomber for you. It's not Mega Man.
Oh, well, those I never played it as a kid that much, but not the Blue Bomber. I was like, where are you going to go with that? What's another one? I like Clax now. Ian doesn't like Clax.
Ooh,
I like Clax.
oh, Clax gets such an immediate I'm surprised at how immediate that reaction was. I hate Clax.
Clax is
my God.
3.5 stars according to a certain NES Guide app.
What?
Yes, it's enjoyable.
Ah, no, it's not. It is the 90s, and now it is time to throw Clax away.
It's the 90s, and it's red. It's time for Clax.
It sucks. That game
It's
sucks.
time to Clax it up, Ian.
Clax is fucking miserable.
It's good. I remember playing it in the arcade machine. They had an arcade Clax at Casino Pier in Seaside Heights. And I remember getting my ass kicked when I was a kid. That was just like, oh, this looks interesting. Weird to have a puzzle game like that in the arcade now you think about it. But that was an arcade game.
Yeah.
All those great Atari games in the 80s to early 90s, the mid 80s. I was if I could have an arcade of just those Atari games, like a Rampart next to a Paperboy, next to a Vindicators, next to a Road Blasters, next to an APB, next to a Marble Madness. Are you getting the picture? These are all distinct games that are entirely different. I would do it in a second with the Clax. I would do it. I'm sorry I'm not good at this because I'm only thinking about NES games. PC
That's
stuff.
all you ever think about is NES games.
What the hell? I just brought up Willy Beamish and Civilization. No, I know a lot about games. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
I'm just looking for the NES games. I have a list in front of me. I really can't remember a lot of PC games I didn't like because that I would come back to. Iron Helix, I didn't like that game. I never came back to it. That was part of the Sound Blaster pack. Remember Iron Helix?
Yep, I do. All right, well, I mean, that might be that.
That might be that. I gave you Ghosts and Goblins.
That's fine. And that's it.